Hello, Bengals fans, and welcome back to Week 2. I am Matt Minich, and this is Chalk Talk. Today, we are looking back at Joe Burrow versus the Cleveland Browns in his second career start. And first, nationally televised game. This was a Thursday night football game for Joe Burrow. If you haven't seen the Week 1 installment, definitely check that out, but by no means do you need to stop what you're doing right now and go back. They will build on each other, but not a prerequisite. In Week 1, Burrow threw 193 yards, but in Week 2, he really stepped up his game and took things up a notch, completing 37 of 61 attempts for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns. They really put it on Burrow in this game. I think Zach Taylor came into the season not wanting to put the team on the rookie's back, not wanting Burrow to face that type of pressure, but not being able to run the ball. I think they realized in Week 2 that this is how they had to win. So good for the Bengals coaching staff for realizing that. I know there's been a lot of criticism about how much they threw the ball, but I think they threw the ball because they had to. And that was the only way that they were really going to be able to win games. The 2020 Bengals were only going to go as far as Joe Burrow could take them. So let's take a look back at this game. Really, Burrow's coming out party despite the loss. He really established himself, and this set the course for the rest of the season, where Burrow was going to take the lead and the team was going to throw the ball. The first thing that stands out about Burrow in this game is his ball placement on short and medium range passes. He is phenomenal in this area. Here, he throws a slant to AJ Green on 3rd and 5. As you can see, the safety is just chomping at the bit, waiting for that ball to be thrown and looking for the pick or a big time hit. So Burrow can't lead Green here. He has to put the ball right on him. That is exactly what he does. They pick up 6 yards and they keep the drive alive. Similarly, on this play, Green is running a dig route. The safety is behind him and running in the same direction. So if Burrow leads him, that safety will get there at about the same time as the ball. And that's going to be a big hit, likely an incomplete pass, possibly an interception. So Burrow throws it behind him. As you can see, Green adjusts and makes a 15-yard catch. In Week 1, we saw Burrow struggle to connect with his receivers on deep balls, and unfortunately, that continued into Week 2. This was the very first play of the game. It was originally called a catch, but later called back on review. It was definitely possible for AJ Green to make this catch, but Burrow didn't need to put this ball quite so close to the sideline. So he's just got to work on that touch on these deep balls in order to open up some of these throws. But Burrow was able to connect on a deep touchdown pass to CJ Uzomah on this play, and it was a very well-placed ball. Uzomah blows by the corner, but Burrow knows that there's a safety sitting there just waiting to make a play. The safety should be taking a deep angle over the top of Uzomah. So Burrow puts the ball behind him. Whether the safety just made a good read or just had an understanding that there's no point in being behind him when he's in the end zone, that's not the angle he took. He went a little bit more direct, but still, Uzomah makes a great play for the touchdown catch. Burrow is not without blame for the lack of deep ball success for the Bengals, but this is not all about him. There were plays where the receiver didn't look for the ball, they didn't look like they were on the same page as Burrow, and at times, they just didn't do anything to help him out. John Ross is not the only guilty party, but he presents a great example of each of these. This is a great defensive effort, but Ross is not fighting to the catch point. He's not doing anything to help Burrow out here. Later, Ross seemed surprised by this ball. Those were 2 targets for Ross in this game, and that was pretty much it for him as a Bengal. Ross struggled, but this game really put T. Higgins on the opposite path as Burrow started to develop trust in him. This play features a ridiculous blitz pickup from Jonah Williams and a great display of athleticism from Burrow. And seeing that Burrow was in trouble, Higgins, he stayed right where he was and he made sure that Burrow could see him. This is a tremendous effort. And Due to the effort from all three of these players, it turned a potential sack into a first down. This play earlier in the game is equally as impressive. Feeling the pressure, Burrow escapes the pocket to his right. Higgins sees this and works back towards the right sideline, making an 18-yard catch for a first down. This was a huge play and the beginning of a special connection between Burrow and Higgins. Burrow is an excellent athlete, but it's more than that. He knows when to run, like he does in this 4th and 5 play, to move the chains. But he also knows when to keep his eyes downfield, as he does here, where he finds Tyler Boyd for a touchdown in the 4th quarter. The Bengals really needed Burrow to step up in order to have a chance to win this game, and he did in a big way. Unfortunately, it was just not enough. He really showed off his ball placement and his ability to create plays after the play breaks down, as well as his overall command of the offense, making checks, putting the team in a good situation. Perhaps most impressive, though, is that this is only his 2nd NFL game, and he was able to handle the pressure of having the team put on his back.
Red 7, hot route!